that we need to keep for future generations. We're going to have a strategy that says we're only going to take on things that follow a set of guidelines that allow us to guarantee that kind of support. We can't have all this wacky experimental stuff. We need to have some kind of centralization, some kind of organization and shared standards. So again, you know, there's a lot to love in this. And again, very few practitioners would say, I only want that with none of the other, but that's another extreme. Here's where we actually see most people operating today. You know, without a strategy in place, we see there's neither a lot of support for the faculty and a lot of resource, nor is there a lot of standardization. And the result is kind of what we talked about at the top of the call with left to their own devices, folks just are going to, you know, fight for what they can get. And I don't think anyone wants to be in the lower left quadrant. Where I think we're all aiming for, and again, this is a way to have a conversation with people, is to suggest that there could be a way that maximizes both the logic of this abundant supply of support and some kind of standardization. So it would be great to do that as a thought experiment and figure out on your campus what it would take to get here. I think everyone wants to be closer to here than to here. Another way to think about it, and this is something we cover in the paper, is just thinking about organizationally what you're set up to do. We talk in the paper about the difference, and we're not the only ones to have labeled this as such, of service models. Libraries often will be in this role or argue against this role, but at least it's a phrase that seems to come up. The logic is it's centralized, it can serve an entire campus, and it can have a very powerful coordinating function. The lab model, and this is often what you hear about in terms of many